High above Bacup, where the land rises into broken stone and wind-scoured moorland, lies Lee Quarry. By day it's a place of grit, shale and silence. A scar carved into the Lancashire hills, but by night, when the last light fades behind the Rossendale Valley, the quarry becomes something else entirely. A black amphitheatre behind the stars, and for years strange lights have been reported over this part of East Lancashire. Silent shapes, unexplained glows. Some say these lights appear without warning. The ridge, it lights up with a sudden flare. A glow that seems to hover where nothing should be. Then, just as quickly, it vanishes. No engine sound, no trail, no explanation. Was it aircraft? Was it drones? Perhaps it was just the atmospheric conditions. Or perhaps it was just something far older, far darker here in the Rossendale Hills. The UFO enigma of Lee Quarry is not a story of answers. This is a story of uncertainty, of witnesses staring into the dark, trying to understand what they have seen, of a landscape already haunted by industry, isolation and folklore, now touched by something from the sky. That's what makes this story more unsettling, not the certainty that a UFO or aliens from another world came and visited the Rossendale Hills, but the not knowing for sure. The lights in the sky that can't be easily explained away. The mystery that surrounds Lee Quarry is an enigma that has been going on now for at least 20, if not longer, years. Not the certainty that something alien came to Lee Quarry, but the possibility that, for a few brief moments, something unknown looked down upon the quarry and someone looked back. On the cold, remote moors of Lancashire, hidden deep in the folds of the Rossendale Valley, lies a place abandoned by men, but not by mystery, Lee Quarry. And for decades it has been silent, until the night the lights came. Strange, pulsating, unearthly lights that danced across the sky, descending into the depths of the quarry as if drawn to the shadows themselves. Some would say it was just a trick of the light, and others would claim that something unexplainable landed here. Lee Quarry sits above the town of Bacup. Its craggy walls are testament to centuries of extraction. And by the late 1970s, it was mostly abandoned, a skeletal reminder of the quarrying past. It has a dark, silent and lonely feel to it, a perfect stage for the inexplicable. Now, it was in the winters of 1978 and 1979 that some residents of Stacksteads would later say that they had seen strange lights pulsating over Lee Quarry. White, orange, amber, red, varying colours that seem to pulsate through the clouds. Like I said, over here, the skeletal remains of a once thriving, busy quarry. Alf Kime, another witness that night, recalled seeing that enormous light descend. He said it seemed aware of him, aware of the humans below. Some witnesses later confessed to feeling a sudden, chilling dread, as though the quarry itself had become alive. The Rossendale Valley is no ordinary landscape. It's surrounded by high moors and isolated hills. It creates natural corridors of wind and shadow. Some researchers suggest this region is prone to earth lights, anomalous electrical phenomena that can manifest as glowing orbs and strange aerial lights. But witnesses insist they were not natural. These were something else entirely. So why Lee Quarry, I suppose, is the question. Well, many believe that there's geological faults here. It's a natural place where quartz may be below the depths of the quarry floor itself. Some even believe in folklore, myths, tales, legends, that this place is a sacred place. Now, how true some of these beliefs are, obviously, we will never quite know. But it is a fascinating subject, nevertheless. The Rossendale Valley itself, it does have a history of UFO sightings, strange lights in the skies. Many people have come forwards in recent years, all describing lights that they've seen indeed in the skies above them. And it's not just here at Lee Quarry where this is taking place. It's taking place in nearby Grain. It's taking place over the town of Rossendale. People in Bury and as far as Manchester have seen these strange lights. But the Rossendale Valley, and most notably here in Lee Quarry, this seems to be a hotspot for that strange and bizarre activity. Now, some evenings and decades later, some locals still claim to see faint orange and white glows above the quarry. Hikers report strange feelings of being watched. Some people have said that their dogs refuse to enter certain areas. The quarry's waters, long stagnant, seem to shimmer unnaturally in moonlight. Now, of course, some people will never openly admit to saying 100% that what they saw in the skies over Lee Quarry was indeed an authentic UFO, as in the spaceship kind. UFO simply means unidentified flying object. And if these objects in the sky can't be easily identified and acknowledged as being something more simplistic, such as a plane, or in today's society, even a drone with lights on, then, in all terms, it is a UFO. But like I said, I don't think many people will openly admit that what they saw was an alien spaceship, or obviously something not from this world. Some claim that those who stared too long at the lights remember things they cannot explain. Fleeting shapes at the quarry's edge, shadows moving where no one should be, a low humming vibration that chills the bones. Now, of course, not all will agree the lights are otherworldly. Some researchers point to the area's geology, quartz-rich strata and fault lines known to emit electrical charges during seismic or atmospheric events. Others suggest misidentified aircraft, meteors, or even pranksters with lights and flares. Yet the number of independent witnesses and the reports of police officers on site lend the story a weight that is difficult to dismiss entirely. Today, Lee Quarry, in daylight, and especially on a beautiful day such as today, it seems tranquil, it's quiet, and it just seems the perfect place to come for a walk. But by night, and when the stars are showing in the sky above, to those people that witnessed the events here in the winters of 1978 and 79, well, they can't forget what they saw, what they encountered. And to this day, these people still believe firmly that what they saw in the sky that evening cannot simply be answered. If something is being drawn to Rossendale, then perhaps the question is not simply what is in the sky. Perhaps the question is what lies beneath the ground. Lee Quarry is not ordinary land, it is wounded land, cut open by industry, stripped back to its ancient bones. Here the hillside has been carved away, revealing layers of stone laid down millions of years before mankind ever looked up and wondered if we were alone. Sandstone, gritstone, coal measures, faults, fractures, hidden seams. The geology of Rossendale is old, broken and exposed. A Rossendale shaped by pressure. Among the witnesses was Mike Sachs, who, with his brother, saw the strange object in the early hours of February the 24th, 1979. They described a glowing bell-shaped object, pulsating and shifting in colour, mostly orange. It hovered, then descended toward Lee Quarry, stopping the hearts of all who saw it. Two police constables, they would later report seeing the same phenomenon after responding to calls from nearby residents. This strange, silent light moving through the clouds. And it's in places such as Lee Quarry that the earth doesn't feel still, it feels disturbed. Were strange lights seen moving over the Rossendale hills, or has this story grown from fragments, a meteor, a distant aircraft, a flash in the clouds, transformed over time into something far more mysterious? And the truth is, we may never know. But perhaps that's why this story survives, because Lee Quarry does not give up its secrets. Now, I guess in places such as Lee Quarry, there are endless possibilities as to what these lights in the sky actually were. The first, obviously, is aircraft. Bacup and the wider Rossendale area sit beneath skies crossed by planes, helicopters and flight paths. At nights, aircraft lights can appear strange, especially when seen from high ground. A plane flying directly towards a witness may seem to hover. A turn can make it appear to change direction suddenly, and cloud cover can distort brightness and movement. The second possibility is drones. In recent years, drones have complicated UFO sightings enormously. They can hover, they can move silently at a distance, they can carry bright lights, they can appear to vanish quickly behind ridges. But drones do not explain older sightings, and they do not always account for reports of large flashes or explosions. The third possibility is meteors. A meteor entering the atmosphere can produce a spectacular burst of light. It can appear to fall towards the ground, even when it is burning up many miles away. Witnesses may believe it has landed nearby because of perspective. In some cases, a meteor can even create sound, though often delayed. And a bright meteor over the hills could easily become, in local memory, something that crashed into Lee Quarry. The fourth possibility is military activity. Britain has a long history of secretive aircraft testing. Military exercises and unexplained aerial reports later connected to defence activity. Strange lights in the sky are often attributed to aircraft that the public cannot identify. But again, without documentation, this remains speculation. And the fifth possibility is atmospheric phenomena. Lights can be distorted by cloud, mist, temperature inversions, reflections and distant sources. In moorland regions, strange lights have often become part of local folklore. What one generation calls ghost lights, another calls UFOs. And that is important, because the Lee Quarry story may not simply be a modern UFO tale. It may be part of something older, a tradition of strange lights over lonely places. Now, what are your thoughts on the Lee Quarry UFO enigma? Do you believe alien craft, were indeed seen hovering over this abandoned quarry itself? Be interested to know your thoughts. But I'd be more interested to know, to those who are watching this video to the very end, have you ever seen a UFO yourselves? Something you seriously cannot explain away as simply being an airplane or a drone. Something that you may have witnessed either in childhood or in adulthood. Be interested to know and read your comments on that, because I've always found the subject of UFO sightings really fascinating. Now, Vicky, while she's not been on camera today for this video, she doesn't really believe that UFOs are coming from other galaxies and they're zapping people up into the machines and abducting them. We'll probably talk about that at a later date. I'm kind of on the fence with that side of things. Do I believe UFOs visit myself? Again, I'm kind of on the fence. Technology, after all, if life does exist elsewhere, may have evolved over millions, if not billions of years. So obviously, life from distant galaxies has evolved, and they've got the technology we can only dream about ourselves. It is one of them subjects, I guess, which divides a lot of people. So it would be interesting to know your thoughts. Put it in the comments down below. We do read every single one, and we will try to reply to every comment that we see on this subject. Because like I said, for me personally, it is a fascinating one, and one, even though it can divide people, it still gets people talking.